Totally fine.
Hi, Vanya.
She's so sweet.
You need something?
She looks like she needs something. Some love. Piper!
She's wearing her D&D.
Oh, so sweet. She's ready. I guess Oki, Badoki, and Poutine both need something. And Vanya. Everyone needs something. Cute little thing to wear. Oki would not do it, though. I'm pretty sure that if I attempted to put one of the cute little Pokemon little the cat hats I have on him, he'd just pee on me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so I only watched like 3 episodes of Critical Role when the new season started before I stopped. I started again, and I'm on like episode 9 or 10.
Wait, which season? I'm sorry, I blinked.
Campaign 3.
Campaign 3. Got it. Okay.
I'm just catching up on it. I'm on episode 10 now.
Yes.
And like I love Travis so much.
Travis is great.
Travis is great.
Yeah. Without any spoilers, I haven't even seen it yet, but one of the most recent episodes in the last month or so has, I think, his character's mother in it, and she knitted him his hat, and it makes me happy.
Oh, Chetney?
Yeah, Chetney's hat.
I love that man's old man voice.
Yeah, it's really good.
Great. All right, anyways, that's all I wanted to say.
All right. Okay. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons and Wrestlers. I'm Sarah. This is my channel, and I am going to be back in the DM seat and with season 2 of It's Always Summer in Emmer Point. I'm really excited. I've got a fun story planned out for our players, and I don't know how long this session. There won't be a lot of dice rolling, I don't think, but I'm really excited for the session nonetheless. Does anyone have any questions before I hand it off to everybody?
Nope.
Okay, friends, and introduce yourselves. Who are you?
I'm Kevin.
Yay!
I wrestle sometimes. Lifeguard. At
Yes.
KevDZ88. It'll be in one of these corners here.
Heck yeah.
That's all you need to know.
Sweet.
I am Nick Radford, the Poet Laureate of Professional Wrestling, and one half the Academy.
Sorry, I was looking at Vanya. I'm Thom, the other half of the Academy, and I'm excited to only have like 2 tabs open tonight instead of the dozens I had when I was DMing for a while. And that was fun, but I'm excited to give it back to Sarah.
I have pages long script for tonight. It's going to be fun. Well, yeah. I love how understated you guys are with your intros. I mean, that's it.
Oh, I mean, I don't have anything to say. I'm just here to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Heck yeah. Okay. I did my bookkeeping thing, so I'm going to close that tab. I only have 6 tabs. I don't need that 6th tab, but we'll close the 6th one. I don't need that one either. Okay. I'm going to need more. I know that. That's fine. Alrighty. So we're going to start our session. Oh my goodness, did I just break it? Of course I would. Nope, I didn't. Okay, good. Alrighty. So we're going to start our session with fire. I'm just kidding. No, we're not. Spring has arrived along the vast forests and rolling hills of the Zemni Fields where our adventure takes place. The sun is starting to peek out from behind the clouds more often, shining light across the Pearl Bow wilderness south to the Erderlock Lake and the town and the farms that dot the land. Whispers of a war with Jorhas, the country to the east, have faded. Seems like a band of heroes from the south have bridged the gap between the 2 nations. While it seems too far away from where our story takes place, that peace and ease of mind have spread throughout the continent. The Crownsguard population has decreased since being sent back to the capital of Rexentrum. The odd happenings of zombies, giant spiders, and wandering fey creatures have all but vanished in the minds of everyone involved. 2 years have passed since these events. Much has changed, and much has stayed the same. The town of Emmer Point is still a bustling hub of logging, fishing, and shipping goods up and down the Bicord River. The dissatisfaction that loyals held for Starosta Vezdan has eased while he's relented the increase of yields from his citizens. He is still very eager to please the crown and has changed his tactics to turning the town of Emmer Point into the jewel of the north, a destination town full of attractions, foods, drinks, and fashion. A place to vacation that is small town in size with a big town feel and appeal. This includes building parks, a theater, renovating the town square to be able to host more shops, stalls, and even events and festivals. He even created a city holiday, Steward's Day, turning the unofficial tradition of offering gifts to the guardian of the lake into a grand event, which includes a gathering of the populace to send offerings of handmade wreaths with gifts to them, to the guardian of the lake. Many town folk remembered the day their hearts softened a little bit for the young man who had caused quite a fuss when he first took office, standing in the town square announcing all the changes he would be making, this time for good. The guardian of the lake blesses us each year with protection and bountiful harvests, both from the lake and the forests surrounding it. In turn, we protect the waters from excess and deep water fishing and make sure the riverways are clear and the water is clean. We're stewards to the guardian. Let us come together as a town to celebrate this bond we share with a guardian. Steward's Day will be a day of merriment, frivolity, and offering. The second annual Steward's Day is a few days away, and the whole town is buzzing. Starosta Vezdan even brought in a theater troupe to perform all the way from the capital. Merchants from around the region are starting to assemble their booths in the square, selling wares from wreaths of various sizes, decorations with fish symbols on it of the guardian, foods, toys, and much more. On this sunny morning, each of our characters is looking up into the sky and reminiscing over the last 2 years. Tell us, my friends, what have your characters been up to these last 2 years? Who wants to go first? Don't jump at it. Should I roll for it?
Yeah, roll.
Oh my god, you guys.
Do you have a D3?
No, I got a D6. I'll divide by 2.
That's true.
Alrighty, Nick.
Yeah, so in the years since Clarence lost his backpack, nay, his young ward, nay, his friend, Cody, and was unable to rescue him, he fell into a deep, dark depression. He fell back into his usual reclusive ways that he fought so hard to overcome when he was traveling with Halfling +4. He blamed himself for Cody's disappearance and kidnapping. He wore the group's failure to rescue Cody as a badge of shame. He became solely focused on his Sturgeman alter ego and set a goal to clean up the streets of Emmer Point to ensure nobody else lost someone the way that he lost Cody. While never admitting his quest was one of revenge, not even to himself, Clarence never gave up hope that his quest would eventually lead him to those responsible for Cody's disappearance. Now that he operates more in the shadows, he's a little less barbarian, a little more of a rogue. Obviously, he wasn't very good at it 2 years ago, but years of practice have caused him to be a little more sneaky, a little more cunning, and a little more brutal intentionally. And so once the group kind of fell apart, he basically took up residence in the farm, the residence that we all shared. As everyone moved out, he stayed there, redubbing it Flameborn Manor, and eventually hiring on one of Cody's siblings as a sort of replacement a butler, if you will, to help take care of him, take care of matters around the estate while he's out fighting crime. That's basically what he's been up to for the last 2 years.
Alrighty.
Bravo, bravo.
Who's next?
Are we just talking about the what they've been doing, or are we going to describe how we respect the characters too?
Ooh, that's actually a really good point. You could do that as well. Actually, Nick, did you tell people what you are playing and who you are? What's your character?
Oh yeah. Nick Radford playing Clarence Flameborn, the former barbarian, still a barbarian. Got 10 levels in barbarian. I'm sorry, yeah, 5 levels in barbarian, 3 in fighter, and now 2 in rogue. As he focuses more on his Sturgeman persona. And he's always been a recluse, but finding friends in the Halfling +4 helped him kind of come out of his shell a little bit, enjoy others' company. But once that group kind of fell apart, he went back to those reclusive ways and lives basically by himself, albeit with his trusty butler.
Which are you still the totem barbarian
Yes.
and champion fighter?
Yep, the only thing that really changed was adding those rogue levels.
The 2 rogue levels. Okay.
Hi, Tanya. This hurts.
Cool. Tom, you want to go next, or I can go next, or?
I can go.
All right.
So, the Rat King is no more. He's given up the name. He's given up the title. However, if you were to look closely into his abode, you would find a shrine dedicated to the Rat King's spoils and to the memories that he formed as the leader of Halfling +4. Now going by the simple name of Earl Rumblewillow. He lives in a small little cottage off of a lake under a big tree with Ambel, his betrothed dragonborn. He never quite forgave Clarence for the believed slights and attention that he was paying to Ambel, even though it was all in Earl's head. They live the fantasy equivalent of off the grid. They kept the animals from the menagerie of Halfling +4. They've got goats and donkeys and chickens and all the little forest creatures that they found injured. They now are healing back up. Of course, the house is full of rats. Earl's taken up gardening. He's taken up making his own cheese, although he eats less cheese than he used to. They bring in some money. He does occasionally go to the harbor, go to the port, and board some ships, and done some work on boats, a little bit of swashbuckling, if you will. But he prefers to be very quiet, reserved. He's given up stealing. He's given up subterfuge, given up being stealthy and manipulating people for the things that he wants. So you could say, yeah, he's very, very boring now compared to what he was, but infinitely happier. And so, yeah, he hasn't made contact with Clarence or Johnny. He hasn't been back to the, what was it, Nick? Flameborn Manor. He basically broken ties with everybody and kind of just lives in his own little world now. He's still a rogue, 10 levels in rogue, but I switched the class. He's a swashbuckler now. And so instead of using a crossbow and using stealth, he basically run into battle and then is able to disengage and get away without, counterattacks and stuff. And so the goal is to kind of move him around a bit more and do less hiding, because it kind of got dull always just standing behind Clarence. But yeah, he's essentially a hermit. He wants to be left alone. Good luck in trying to recruit him back into the group.
Love it.
All right. Well, I guess it's worth noting. Johnny is gone. Johnny has not been seen around these parts for a very long time. But now there's this new guy that seems eerily similar. If you were to pass him a glance, he no longer has an eye patch. His features seem more sharp. His beard is a little bit more full. Um, the features look incredibly similar, but somehow better than in the past. He's a relatively new politician, just climbing his way up the social structure that is Emmer Point. You know, he's at all the hippest social gatherings. Normally has a different girl on his arm every night. Um, and he's just working his way up the political system, all the while still being his little puppeteer to the gang. You know, Caden, Jaden, Hayden, Taden, and Braden. The gang.
The gang.
They're still together, although Johnny is no more. Replacing him, once again, just the very handsome, almost better than Johnny could ever be, Adrian Wren,
Okay.
who is now just, you know, he's established himself as, you know, like even though he's relatively new to the political scene in Emberpoint. For the last 2 years, he's been working his way up. He's got several acquaintances, a security team, lives in one of the nicest townhouses or penthouses in downtown Emberpoint. And quite the opposite of whereas Earl has given up trying to manipulate people and, you know, doing that. Adrian is all in on it, because as a 10th level warlock, one of his abilities that he has is called Disguise Self, that he can cast at will and lasts an hour. He also has a feat called Actor, which allows him to, after just 1 minute of watching somebody, he can accurately mimic their voice, their gestures, their nuances. On top of being able to go invisible, he is
A
and
monster.
never sleeping. He is everywhere, but somehow, not if he doesn't. If he doesn't want to be seen, he's never found.
Excellent.
Yep.
That's all I got from him.
Okay.
Like I said, eye patch is gone. He stands a little bit more taller now.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
It's like if he took Johnny and upgraded him into HD, like from Nintendo 64 up to the Switch.
So just slightly better.
A few
Okay.
more pixels.
But handheld.
Yeah.
Always wanted to hold Johnny in my hands.
Mm-hmm.
Is that so?
Can't do that while I'm drinking, man.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to hop into our story. We're gonna do our characters individually. Like I said, please, if there's anything that you would like to interject, if there's anything that you would like to add, tweak, change color, however you think your character would do that, please stop me, and we can do that. Okay. I'm not married to any of this. This is just my idea of how we're getting to get the band back together.
Or are we?
Oh, don't you dare. Don't you dare. I'm not worried about you, though. We're going to start with Earl. Okay? Tulips, daisies, violets, and cone flowers are blooming across the flower beds surrounding the secluded cabin where Earl resides. It's not quite noon yet, and the sun is warm enough for you to break into a slight sweat from gardening. Your wife, Annabelle, is amusing the chickens by blowing bubbles from her magical bubble wand that used to engage the local children when you both lived in Everpoint. Her laughter is mixed with the clucking, is like the music to your ears. You really enjoy this quiet, slow life you two have built together. Playful bleating and baying from the small herd of goats and the donkey can be heard as well. So it's not always quiet, but you love it all the same. A splashing near the dock brings you out of your reverie. A young woman, maybe in her early 20s, is attempting to pull herself out of the lake and onto your dock. Her clothes are battered and torn, and you can see her body isn't in any better shape. Annabelle hears this too, and runs inside the house and quickly returns with a blanket in her arms. Rushing over to the woman, she wraps her in a blanket and effortlessly carries her to the grass, bumping her tail into Earl as she passes. Through chattering teeth, the woman says, "Thank you. Where am I?" Her face looks exhausted. Annabelle looks at you, Earl. "Let's move her into the house so she can recover." You run to open the door and make room for your guest. Annabelle sets the woman down and piles a few more blankets onto her, and then goes and makes some tea. Annabelle's tail bumping into the chair as she passes. Annabelle quickly returns with tea, sitting down next to the woman, and says, "My name is Annabelle, and this is my husband, Earl. What's your name, and whatever happened to you, dear?" Is there anything you want to do, Earl?
I'm just gonna pull Annabelle aside and be like, "It's a little strange. We've never had guests over before."
Yes, this is very strange.
I'll let you you lead the conversation because I don't want to offend her.
She kind of pats you on the shoulder. "That's a good idea." The young woman finishes her tea, and she's holding the cup to warm her hands. Thank you so much for your hospitality. My name is Annalise. I was with a group called Harmony of the Quartet. I was trying to leave. I've been a dancer there for years, and I just want to be done. I wanted to go home, but they wouldn't let me. They said their next show was too important and they needed me there. I don't believe that they need me. There are other dancers. They could take my place. And she starts to sob, with her blonde hair falling over her shoulders, covering her face. That's all she seems to be able to say. Annabelle sits and comforts her. And Earl, you go gather some food for lunch. Is there anything you wanted to do now that you have a visitor?
Well, Earl is gonna allow Annabelle to kind of comfort her because even though he's trying to be a quote unquote better person, he's still the first instinct is like, we don't want this problem. We don't need this, coming down on us. But he's gonna let Annabelle take the lead. So he's gonna go and in the kitchen, get some food, maybe get some of the cheese he's been making, kind of play it low key and see what's going on before he, really interjects himself.
Yeah. Okay.
Because Annabelle is definitely the politician in the family.
Yeah. And she just sits next to this woman, comforts her as she's sobbing, just rubs her back and just is sitting there quietly with her. When she kind of settles down a little bit, she's able to eat some food, and she eventually takes a nap and Annabelle hopes that is enough to get her to recover. And unless there's anything you want to do with the rest of your day, it's going to progress to evening and dinner time. And
he'll just, tend to the fire and make sure Annabelle has what she needs and feed the animals and kind of go about his normal day, just checking in as he can, allowing her to kind of just stay by Annalise's side.
Yeah, absolutely. And Annalise sleeps almost until dinner. Her body is exhausted, and she obviously needed this sleep. So nothing really happens between now and dinner. Once she wakes up and you guys sit down for dinner, she politely talks with both of you. She's very cordial. She is not really talking much about her situation, why she was in the river, what was going on, or anything like that. After dinner, she offers to help clean up and is just generally quiet presence in the house, considering that she knows that she has really taken advantage. It's taking a lot of space in your home. as after dinner, as you guys are sitting down and kind of visiting quietly around the fireplace in your home, there's a knock on the door that startles everyone. It is a very firm and commanding knock. You answer the door, Earl?
Since we're kind of jolted out of our, quiet kind of conversation, and we never have visitors, my instinct is to have Annabelle take Annalise into one of the back rooms before I answer the door.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Absolutely.
So when they're out of view, I disengage the little wooden bolt lock and just kind of pull it open enough to poke my head out and say, "Who's there?"
Yeah, absolutely. You answer the door, and as you peek outside, you can see from this little angle, you see the shadows of 4 figures standing outside of varying sizes and shapes. The one closest to the door and most illuminated through your little doorway is an obese man wearing garish clothing and commandeering almost the entire doorway. We're looking for a young woman, long blonde hair and a happy smile. She was separated from our company, and we fear she's become lost. His words are mostly polite, but you sense a dangerous undertone underneath it. He shifts his weight ever so slightly to one side, making enough room for another figure to bolt to the side of him, pushing the door open. Almost snake-like in strike and precision, a tall woman with long black hair enters the house. And she looks around. Not seeing anyone in here, she goes to the next room. She is obviously looking for something.
Ma'am, this is a sovereign residence. We are not beholden to your rules. You can't just come in here. I mean, I've been accused of a lot of things, but being a blonde woman with a nice smile is not one of them.
She is ignoring you. I would assume there's maybe 2, 3 doors in this house. She opens the first one, doesn't see anything, and
Can I interject?
go for it, please.
After she opens the first door, he says very calm but very sturdily, "I really don't like cheese." It's a code phrase for Am. That something's going wrong.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. So, with this, oh man, this is. Oh, hold on. Thom, I'm not ready. Oh my god. Hold on.
Sorry.
No, this is great. This is why I love D&D. D&D 5e.
I think Anya's getting mad because I keep covering her eyes with her ears.
Okay. Yeah. So, as the woman opens the door and you say this, a lightning strike exits the room that this woman had entered, and she falls back and she's slightly frizzled, and with equal snake-like speed and precision, she's back on her feet and she's out of the door, almost hissing. And with this, the obese man pushes the door open and 2 more figures enter the room.
I don't think we have enough chairs for you guys.
A small, dainty woman comes in, and it almost takes you by surprise. Like, did the obese man push the door open and she entered, or what? Behind her, almost towering over her, is a tiefling, almost the antithesis of this obese man, very tall, very lithe, equally as imposing though. These other two people come into the house and follow the gaze of where this first woman was and go into that room where Ambell was. And you can hear a scuffle starting.
Okay. So I'm still in the living room.
Yep.
So underneath the couch, I have attached underneath it a short sword. So I'm going to pull that out and put it in my belt.
Okay.
And then as I'm kind of like trying to muster up some remembrance of what I would do in the situation, you see the Rat King actually like findling, or the Earl like fumbling with this necklace he hasn't taken off. That's the Rat King, the ash rat necklace that he was always wearing.
Yeah.
So it's like trying to steel himself for what he would do in the situation, but he feels old and tired and out of practice.
Okay. So, you are standing there steeling yourself, and you see these three foreign figures coming out of the bedroom with Annalise in tow. Ambell is trying to pull the figures back into the bedroom, trying to pull them off of Annalise to no avail. These figures are too strong. You notice that Annalise is not fighting back. She is almost just accepting this. She's not even like calling for help.
I'm gonna kind of glide my way around everybody to where Ambell is. I'm just going to try to get between her and them and be like, we can't fight these people in our home. Let's, we don't know the situation. We can go to the Crown's Guard, but we can't fight them in our home.
She looks
at no point do I actually grab for the dagger that I'm holding.
Okay. She looks at you and looks at Annalise and looks at you, and then she lets go. And the four figures with Annalise leave the house. Not before hitting and knocking over every single piece of furniture that they walk past. Leaving you with an empty, broken house.
Can't believe they broke that table. It really tied the room together.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Vanya. Hello.
Ambell sighs and she starts tidying things up. Do you want to roll a dice?
Can. What would you like me to roll?
Would you like to roll investigation or perception?
What are you doing?
She looks cute.
Lost your mind. Perception or what?
Investigation. As you guys, as the two of you are kind of just picking things up and trying to make sense of what just happened. This was an odd day. The oddest day you've had in 2 years.
20?
20?
23.
23. Yeah. So you notice, in the right inside the doorway of the room that Ambell and Annalise was in, there is a few things. You see a crumpled piece of paper that you pick up, and underneath it is a locket. A little heart-shaped locket on a gold chain. Inside the locket, you open it up. It's not a tiny locket. It's large enough that when you open it, you can there's a piece of paper inside, and it's folded a few times. And you unfold it and you look, and it's a rough little sketch of two people. One that roughly resembles Annalise, and the other is a man that you do not recognize. the crumpled piece of paper is a flyer. And it says, the Stewards Day Festival, Emmer Point's annual festival where we offer thanks to the guardian of the lake for its ever gracious protection, as well as bountiful fish and log harvest. There will be street vendors, an open market, activities for children, art, concerts, and a special performance by the Harmony of the Quartet. Come be part of the celebration.
Does it say what day this is? Do I know how far out we are from this celebration?
Yeah, so the date on it is the next day or two from now. And you're about, if you were to walk, it'd be a couple days. If you took one of your donkeys or your donkey, it would be about a day or so ish.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell Ambel that we still have time because we know where they're gonna be and where they're taking her because they're gonna have this, show at the festival. But I prefer her to stay here and take care of the house and get everything back together because I don't want her to be in danger. And then I go down into the basement, the little cellar area, to collect a few things, put them in a nice big sack, and get on top of my donkey and head to town.
Okay. Before you leave, Ambel grabs you and gives you a big old tight hug that kisses the top of your head. And she says, please be careful. I don't know what to do with these goats or donkeys without you. These flowers, I will kill them.
Don't worry. I'm just going to go relay the information to the Crown's Guard. I'll be back in 72 hours.
Okay. And then she sends you on your way.
I'm kind of just, I don't know. I mean, obviously a donkey doesn't gallop, but whatever conveyance a donkey gives, we just kind of start waddling towards town.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think the one thing a donkey does not do is waddle. I don't think that's the word.
It jaunters.
Waddle's a good word, though. I like
waddle is a good word, but it's not a donkey word.
I think it depends on the size of the donkey.
This is true.
Fair.
We overfeed this particular donkey.
So, I imagine I did not take a picture of the map and send it to you like I thought I was going to. I imagine that you and Ambel live on the northeastern side of the lake, far past where your orc adventures were. And, oh no, that's not how math works. No, that was 4-day journey. So you were north of the lake about a day, not quite where your orc adventures were.
That makes sense.
Maybe a place where we
be able
stopped
to
and
get
camped
to
on
town.
the.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you, Kevin. What'd you say?
I was just gonna say maybe it was a place that we found while we were on the way back from our orc adventure.
That makes
or
sense.
two, and you remembered. You're like, that's where I wanted to go when I'm done.
Yeah, totally makes sense.
Close enough to head back to town, but far enough that nobody will bother you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Except for this half a dozen people that just burst into your house.
Yeah. So you head south towards the town of Emmer Point, and the direction that you go leads you past your old home. So you go ahead and, instead of heading straight into town, you take a left towards your house. And so it's taken you about a day. So the next evening, you arrive in Emmer Point, and you stop by your old house, and you notice that there's a small, subtle little sign above the door that says Flameborn Manor on it. And you knock on the door. It takes a minute. And you're greeted by a halfling woman. She looks at you and she tilts her head. She raises a little eyebrow. Hello, Your Highness. Clarence is not here at the moment. Would you care to wait for him? Although, I'm not sure when he will return. Some nights it's a little late. If you would like to leave your donkey in the barn, you are more than welcome to. If you'd like to wait or head into town, either way is fine with me.
I was just stopping by to say hello for old time's sake. You don't have to. Don't call me Your Highness. That's silly. Just Earl. Earl Rumble Willow.
Earl.
I think I'm gonna head into town. I just have some information I need to relay, and then I need to get back home. I got flowers are blooming. One of the goats is pregnant. I can't be out too long.
Congratulations on the babies. We've had some recently near here as well. And she starts to bow, but then stops herself and gives you a nod, and then politely closes the door.
So I head back and start to climb on the donkey. I say under my breath, I'm glad he wasn't home. I don't know why I did this.
And so then you head into town, and you head towards the town square where you know the Crown's Guard place is located. Wow, words are hard. And you get almost to the town square, and there is this beautiful new building that you had not seen before. It is obviously a theater. There are people and carriages, and it is nothing short of a grand affair. And you see citizens in fancy gowns and fancy outfits, and it's obvious that you can just tell by the people walking by each other. They're side-eyeing each other, judging each other up and down, trying to updo one another. And no one pays attention to you and your donkey. They're too self-absorbed or absorbed with the other people. And you notice along the side of the building there is a big piece of parchment along the wall that is the same as the little piece of parchment that you had. And there is a fellow who is guarding a side door. It's an obvious side door. Most people are walking around to the side of the building to where the front of it is. You're on the side there. And he's watching all of the fancy ladies walking by and not watching. He's not guarding the side entrance as well as he should. And as you are observing this, you see a woman inside the door. She's got long blonde hair. Her outfit is fancy. It's of a dancer's outfit. You're pretty sure it's Annalise. She just kind of walks past the door. She's inside, and as you can tell that she's going to another room inside. You're pretty sure that's her.
Okay, and she didn't see me, though.
She did not see you.
Okay.
But she was there. She did not. No one was. She was by herself. She looked like she was she was doing something, going on her merry way. Oh no, my camera's not working. Ruh-roh. Kevin, are you okay, yo?
Yeah, I'm just
What's
up?
I can see cameras on the stream.
Yeah, I couldn't see I can't see cameras on my stream. Okay, now they're back.
It drops out? Okay, hang on just a second. Let's do this. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, we'll go like this. Hopefully this will fix the problem. I'm still figuring out how to work multiple screens. It's probably my fault. Okay. Oh my god. You guys.
Let me go grab some water really quick while
Do
we're doing
it. No.
I'm gonna go grab more tea. I'll be right back.
Do it. Oh, I figured it out. Okay. Whew.
Off. That's enough.
That was quick.
Oh yeah, it doesn't. The water's not far away.
Good.
Do something else. No.
She's so sweet.
What? No, stop. Stop licking me. Do you need to go potty? Okay. I think she might need to go out.
Okay.
Come on.
Okie dokie.
We're not playing. I will take you outside.
Well, I guess since everyone else is getting up, I'm going to get up and open my window.
That's fair. I already got up.
While I was in Arizona, I went to Daiso because they just opened up this huge Daiso in Phoenix, and I got this awesome thing. It's one big slipper to put your feetsies in.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that awesome?
Love it.
I have one. It's a Dragon Quest one, so it's just a big like slime. But David takes it. He always has it. So I didn't have one, and so when I saw it's a Pooh Bear one, it's got Pooh Bear and Tigger on it, and I was like, I don't care. It's like $2. I'm buying this. It's glorious. Don't yawn.
Sorry.
Not
No,
gonna
it's
lie,
okay.
man. It's gonna be weird going from Zud where I just like roll a handful of dice because everything's at advantage and I have like extra fire damage that I'm doing to like I only have one attack now and I'm only rolling one dice for damage.
Yep. It's different for me because I'm like, all right, I gotta tell you guys what's going on, and I don't just have to just like, okay, what's next?
I'm also not gonna be a murder hobo right now.
This is good. Okay.
Or am I?
Oh, don't you dare. Oh yes. So Tom.
Yes.
You see this woman that looks like Annalise inside this building. She doesn't look distraught. She looks fine. And she's inside this building just now. You feel
Well, I register that I saw her, and I'm happy that she seems to be okay in the immediate future, because I know that they're going to have a performance. So I kind of still want to just find a Crown's Guard person and relay the information I have.
Sure. Yeah. So across, like, kitty corner across is the Crown's Guard. And there's a couple people, a couple Crown's guards standing watch near the entrance to the Stross's Manor and the jail and all these sort of buildings. And you walk right up to one of them and you tell them the situation. And they say, okay.
That's it? You're just going to say, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to investigate?
Well, we'll relay the information to our superiors.
What was the superior's name before?
Oh,
That's-
Watchmaster.
History check.
Fine.
Go for it. Yeah, roll history.
16.
16. Yeah. Watchmaster und Gaff. Watchmaster und Gaff. The little small gal. She's sort with the little gold fun buns. Yeah.
She and
That's the
I,
one.
we have a history. I know she's a very smart, capable woman. Perhaps I could speak to her about this. Can relay my information. My name's Earl Rumblewillow, but she might remember me as the Rat King.
That's, I don't know how that was cogged. Yeah. Oh, we'll let her know. She's like our superior, so we'll let our superior know to tell their superior. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, it's like, let her know I was involved in that incident with the big dragon. We were captured and dropped off at her office. Like she doesn't owe me a favor, but definitely could. I guarantee you, if you tell her who I am, she'll want to speak to me.
Okay. Where can we find you?
I'll just stand right here. I'm gonna go watch the show, I guess. I'll be right here. Just look for my donkey. He's the hefty fellow to my left.
Wait, so I'm confused. You're gonna leave the donkey here and go to the show? Or are you
No,
gonna watch the show from here? Because we can't even see the show from here. I mean, but you can totally leave your donkey here, though. There's, like, the post to leave the donkeys. And horses. People do that all the time.
He's a special donkey. I don't trust him with... No, not what... I will just be around the venue. You will be able to find me. I'm smaller than most people. My donkey is bigger than most donkeys. We won't be hard to find.
Okay.
I forgot the donkey's a person.
If it helps, yeah. If it helps, I can be atop the donkey. Then you could just look for the halfling riding the donkey outside of the venue.
You do you, dude. I mean, it's... You do you.
I want to ride the donkey.
Ride the donkey.
As I climb up on the donkey, I kind of just am fiddling with that necklace again.
Yeah. Yeah. And while you're doing this, you see that same guardsman kind of walking a little bit away from the door. There's a little gaggle of young ladies who are dressed specially for tonight's festivities and are catching his attention. And you see in the doorway Annalise standing there, leaning against the doorway, just taking a breath of fresh air, just kind of zoning out, looking up into the night sky, just kind of off in her own little world. And she kind of looks around and she sees you, and she straightens, and she gets all tense, and she looks around. No one's, like, the guard isn't looking. And she says, you can see her, come here, motioning.
I'm going to spur my donkey over towards her.
Okay. And this guardsman is very infatuated with these ladies, so he is not paying attention to the halfling on top of the donkey. And you walk right up to the door, and she says, Earl, you're here. How did you know to come here? What are you doing here?
Produced the locket from one of my pockets on my shirt, and just be like, you dropped this and the flyer, so just keeping an eye out for you.
She puts her hands out and takes it, and her eyes, she wells up a little bit with tears, and she swallows it. Thank you so much. It's not safe for you to be here. It's not safe for anyone to be here, actually. You should go.
Pull the locket away. For a second, Earl kind of starts to pull it back, and then he goes, "That's right," and just lets go.
Actually, you should come inside. You should... There's a few things I need to get. Maybe you could take me away from here.
I am not taking anybody anywhere. I've come to talk to the Crown's Guard. They will get you out of this mess. I have to head back to my house because somebody destroyed it.
We can get money. I know where they keep the money. We can get the money. I can repay you for the damage they've done. Just come inside with me real quick and we'll get it. You don't even have to come with me.
I am not motivated by money. Money holds no sway over Earl Rumblewillow.
That's very admirable. There aren't many people like
Play
you.
your part. Play your part. Do your dance or whatever. I'm sure the Crown's Guard will come rescue you before the end of the night.
I don't believe that.
I'm on good terms. I'm on terms with the head of the Crown's Guard. I'm going to talk to her. She's a brave and capable woman.
She grabs your hand. She grasps it and she holds it. She says, "Thank you so much for bringing this to me. It's so meaningful." And she pulls you inside. She pulls you off the donkey and inside the building.
Wait, that donkey's important.
And now we're going to switch to Clarence.
I want my donkey.
Clarence.
Yep.
The bright sunshine startles you awake. You prefer the dark, but Frida, your housemaid, has no intentions of letting you sleep in and waste the daylight. You're in your bed on the second floor of the house the Starosta gave your group just 2 years ago as a reward for saving not just himself, but quite a few members of the town's nobility and even an ambassador for the crown. Since then, you've changed the name of the house from the Rat Den to Flameborn Manor. Frida agrees that it suits the house way better. You pull your blankets over your head to block the sun, but just as quickly, Frida pulls them down. "Sir, it is almost noon. It's time to get up. Don't think I don't know how late you were out last night. There are things that must be done during the day as well." And before you can retaliate some unkind words to her, she leaves the room with the blankets in hand. "I'll wash these. They smell like river water," she calls out as she heads downstairs. You lie in your bed staring up at the ceiling. A big yawn causes you to stretch, and you immediately realize how sore and tense your body is. Rolling to your side or changing positions doesn't help it. You just hurt everywhere. You get up and walk towards the window to your room, and you gaze out over the small, overgrown piece of land the Starosta has given you, past your fence line, and you see your neighbor Thrinvalin's herd of goats. You count them, as you do every morning. All 22 goats are accounted for. There have been a few additions over the last few years, and she sold a few. But for the last 8 months or so, the bleeding of 22 goats has been reassuring, if not sometimes annoying. Before you come downstairs, you already know Frida has food on the table. The delicious smells of baked goods and savory meats takes a little bit of the cranky edge off of your attitude. Once downstairs, you see her one of everything breakfasts. Plump berry muffins, sausages, both in patty and link forms, a stack of pancakes, whisked eggs cooked and rolled up with cheese and leafy greens inside, and miniature jars of jelly next to fresh baked rolls shaped like something reminiscent you just can't put your claw on. There's also mugs of coffee and tea and a big glass of orange juice. Once you sit down, Frida walks up to the table with a happy jaunt. You just missed Thrinflin. She brought us some more of her sugar cube cheese, her eyes wide with excitement. Did you know that she never makes the same batch twice? It changes every time with whatever she has at the moment on hand. She says she likes making her cheeses as different and colorful as the people in her life. She sets the plate down and makes a face at you. I told her that she should add some extra mold or maybe something like black pepper to make some cheese like you. But then she told me how cheese is made, and she said that would probably be good. And before you can hurl abuse at her, she walks away and disappears into the back of the house. This gives you some time to think about the events of the previous night and your plans for tonight. Petty crime, as a whole, has gone up in the last week or so due to the increase of people in town for the Stewards' Day Festival. You were able to pick up quite a few lowlives last night who were stealing, and you dropped them off at the jail. Watchmaster Ungaf has been busy with all the criminals you've brought in. Of course, she doesn't know it's you, Clarence, but she knows Sturge Man, your crime-fighting alter ego. Actually, only Frida knows what you do when you stay out late at night and come back tired and in a foul mood. She brushes off your attitude, though, and mends your clothes, prepares food, and makes sure to get all the good bath salts from town to help your sore muscles and relax your body. Is there anything you'd like to do while you eat this luxurious breakfast?
As I'm eating, I will grumble under my breath about how I'd fire this not Cody if she wasn't such a good chef. But whatever, I'll deal with it. It's fine. And yeah, I'm just gonna eat a bunch of food.
Yeah. And whenever any sort of particular food starts getting low, she's miraculously here to replenish it, just in case you want a little more of that. She's really good at anticipating your needs.
I glare at her every time she approaches with my food, but not approvingly when she sets it down. And then
she says nothing, and she just goes about her merry way. Once you have eaten your fill and finished your breakfast, you head to the back of the house. You exit the little door outside the kitchen, and to the left there, you enter another door, which is an addition to the house that you had built. It's a bathhouse, and inside is a 10 by 15-foot tub that was specially built with your award money that you've been hoarding. Because Clarence doesn't know how to spend money, but he had it, so he built it. And this special tub is a replicate of a hot spring. You use your fire breath to start a fire, the logs, and you hop into the tub and soak until your body starts to feel better. This is the normal start to your life now. It's a bit lonely, but that's okay. You don't need other people. Honestly, Frida's too much sometimes, but she really does come in handy, and she's a great cook. But really, you don't need anyone else. The quiet, solitude, I mean, that's what you're used to anyways. It's good, and you've got work to do. That night after dinner. Oh, is there anything you want to do in the meantime? Sorry, is there anything you want to do in the bath? You're nice hot. You got nice bathtub all to yourself.
No, I'm going to spend most of my day soaking and sulking.
Yeah. A little callback to one of our last episodes. Sessions. There was I think it was a 10-foot round tub that you saw being rolled away from the place that you guys burned down. It was a custom built tub, and I think someone had said at that point that was the largest custom built tub the town had ever seen. And now you have a 10 by 15 foot custom built heated tub. That feels kind of good.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. You're still. It's been 2 years, and you're kind of getting the hang of how money works. And from the little that you interacted with people, and especially from the little comments that Frida says, this is a luxury that no one, not even probably nobility, has. The Sarosta is not even bathing this well.
I imagine that she also helps with my finances and helped me purchase this.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Frida is very eager to jump in wherever you ask or feel that you might need assistance, in a gentle and encouraging way. That's not overbearing or anything. Just really subtle and helpful, and which is a good match to your own kind of subtle and quiet ways. All right, so then we'll fast forward to tonight. After a very hearty dinner of many things, Frida she came out with a dinner of one of everything, and she had little baby meaty pies, and she had these, like, it was a flat cooked dough that had like tomatoes and like cheese and various things on it. She also had it was a rice bowl with really hearty seasonings and like a gravy on it with avocados on it, and it was really delicious. And there were more rolls that had a buttery garlic sauce on it that, again, they're not normal rolls. I mean, they taste like normal rolls, but they're not just shaped like normal rolls. There's something reminiscent about it that you just can't put your claw on. It doesn't matter. It was so delicious, and you're ready to you are fueled and ready for your night out on the town. And tonight it is Steward's Day. Tonight there are festivities out all across the town of Emmer Point. You are ready, and you were putting... Oh, yes.
If he was at home all day, wouldn't he have been there when the rat came? When Earl stopped by?
I was sleeping.
Yeah, she didn't have to tell me the truth.
Okay, he came at the evening.
She also did say evening.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, he came in the evening.
Fair play, continue.
Okay, where was I? So there are festivities, so many activities going on throughout the day, none of which you really care about. Yeah, there were concerts. Yeah, there was a fireworks show earlier in the evening. There was there was a concert. There was like things that happened. You don't care about these things. But doesn't matter. You are putting your outfit on. You are dressed to your nines, and you put your little mask on, and you are ready for the night. Before you head out the window, you take one glance at yourself in the mirror, and your Sturgeman's outfit is complete. Stealthily, you fly out of the window, over the city walls, and into the heart of town. Passing over streets filled with people enjoying the sights and sounds and smells of the festivity, your eyes catch on an intersection where there's a lot of lights and traffic. It's the recently built theater hall. There have been quite a few shows and dances and various things happening there, making it a really good target for petty criminals. Luckily, the city has you to watch over its citizens. You perch on the corner of a rooftop opposite of the theater, watching ever vigilant for signs of wrongdoing. Your eyes dart from couple, to group, to individual, to the person in the shadows. Is that a person on a donkey? Doesn't matter. You see a group merrily walking together. Looks like a man and a woman. But as you look closer, her face does not look like she's enjoying what's going on. The man she's walking with is built like a half-orc. Tall, broad, has a solid grip on her. And instead of going along the street, he pulls her around the corner towards the back alley of the theater. Immediately, you jump off the rooftop, flying to the other building, silently running across the rooftop, directly above the couple. As you look down, the woman is now in the arms of two other men who are holding her still. One is holding her still, the other is putting a rag in her mouth. The larger man is leaning against the wall, going through her purse, pulling out all of the money he finds. "Tie her up and leave her behind those barrels down there," says the large man in a deep, gruff voice, pointing some barrels 20 feet even farther down the alley. The other two do as they're told, hauling the woman away. And you use this opportunity to strike, diving off the roof and taking the man by surprise. He's not as big as you, but he is extremely strong. Turns out he's a formidable opponent. Not as petty as the criminals that you've been facing lately. The sudden brawl startles the two lackeys, who actually just run away. You try to wrangle him, and he takes advantage of the sudden shift in weight and brings you to the ground. He tries to escape, but you pull him back, tripping him as you do so. Would you like to roll for how this little scuffle goes?
I would love to.
Go for it.
Strength, I assume.
Yeah, strength. If you want to grapple him, you can roll for grapple.
Yeah, let's grapple for now. 23.
23. Absolutely. You grapple him, and he's strong. You got a really good grab on him, but he is a slippery guy. But you got him, and in the movement and the shuffle of you grabbing him, your feet slip, and you start to fall down. Where'd it go? A set of stairwells that go down to the basement you didn't even notice before. Once at the bottom of the stairs, he tries to break free of the grapple. Go ahead and roll again for grapple.
12.
Well, I rolled a natural 1.
Hey.
Yeah. So you've got him still in this, in your grasp, and in doing so, you stand up, to get back onto your feet, and in doing so, you actually fall back into the wall, which actually wasn't the wall; it was the door to the basement, and you both fall inside the building, and that's where we're gonna move to Kevin.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Adrian, your eyes squint as the bright spring sunshine attempts to blind you. As Zane, your tailor, spins you around rather abruptly to get a better view of your suit. This master tailor works wordlessly and gracefully as he pins the last few touches of your suit, uses his little tailor's chalk to line the different places that he needs to adjust. Once satisfied with his work, the elf nods to himself triumphantly. He looks at you with the glint in his eyes that you know all too well. It's just another masterpiece, another day's work.
Oh, like 10,000 gold.
Not quite, but he will take it happily.
No, I said, do I look like 10,000
Oh,
gold?
sorry. No, I thought you were going to give it to him. Yeah, no, you look like 10,000 gold. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You turn around and look in the mirror, and you are equally as satisfied. You both know this is a work of art.
He does magic. That's why I keep coming back.
Exactly.
Out of all the tailors over in Rexentrum, nobody can hold a candle to my man's
No,
aim.
that's exactly it. You wanted the best tailor out of Rexentrum, and you got it. This guy left Rexentrum because he didn't feel the nobility really understood fashion. So he went to the Jewel of the North because people would have to understand. And happily he found you. You get it.
I mean, you might even say it was destiny.
It was destiny, absolutely. And this is the finest suit I have ever stitched together, he says as he slides up to you, eyeing you up and down in the mirror. Yup, pretty sure. He brushes a little chalk off of your shoulder. It'll be ready by tonight, don't you worry. I know you have an important dinner this evening. Tell me again, which nobility are you schmoozing tonight? The Lady Volin? I hear she has...
The question should be, which one aren't I schmoozing tonight?
Touche, touche. This is true. I know the ladies do really love you. But no, really, the Lady Volin, I hear she hasn't regained her youthful spark since that brush with death she had a few years ago. Is that true? She doesn't come in here, so I don't know.
Well, I'll have to send her your way, because I'll say this. Whoever her tailor is right now, I mean, he clearly isn't, doing the right things with the canvas that he has.
He kind of starts picking at his nails. This is true. Her husband, I do not understand. He might be in charge of the money, but she has the brains, and I don't understand why she even keeps him around.
Yeah, well, is it all right if you just add this to my tab? I'll pony up with you next week.
Absolutely.
I'll be back.
Absolutely. He starts pulling the suit off of you so he can get to work. And,
putting on my also very nice threads, but,
yes.
not dinner party threads.
You, as he takes the clothes off of you, you walk to the little dressing area to get your everyday suit put on. You make sure that your face is on just right, not a single hair or wrinkle out of place.
I mean, I just imagine it's like, yeah. As soon as I see that mirror every time, it's like if I just look over and I just kind of give myself finger guns, and that just kind of casts the spell, which renews everything. And
absolutely. It's pristine. It is magic. Not a wrinkle, not a fiber out of place. It is great. As you come out from behind the little curtain, you update Zane on the latest gossip. He updates you on what he knows. He fills you in on the little details that you might need to know about who might be at the theater tonight, what they're wearing, who they'll be arriving with, and who might be open to contributing to your campaign.
Ooh, tell me more.
You have caused quite a positive stir within the community of Emerald Point since your days of adventuring. After you retired from adventuring and produced those lost papers of nobility, you were welcomed to the high society of Emerald Point and dove headfirst into various city politics. Having a really good pulse on what the average citizen wanted and what they had hoped for from the city proved to be really advantageous to you and has got you far in these social circles. So far, in fact, that you are attempting to create a position for yourself within the government. the public works director is what you have started to campaign for. Doing things like helping organize events, being an advocate for businesses and districts in town, helping get funding for things like rebuilding and reinforcing wells, and various other things.
We do need more wells.
The number of wells has definitely, the need for them has increased, and the number that needed to be reinforced or rebuilt was staggering. The Starosta had no idea the wells in Ember Point were in such disarray.
I mean, it only took a few bodies showing up at the bottom of a couple of them for people to realize that these things aren't up to code.
Absolutely.
If our citizens aren't entitled to fresh water from a clean well, then what are they entitled to after all?
Exactly that. Some hardly had any water at all. Some did not have water. They had holes leading to tunnels. This information did not get out to the public, though. The Starosta was on top of that. He was very dismayed with that. Very thankful that he had someone like you to help him with this information. He has been leading and depending on you quite a bit for certain things in town. He knows that he had created quite a rift with the community when he first came into power. And having a liaison such as yourself has been nothing but good for him and for you. Your impassioned pleas that there was someone to bridge the gap between the layman and the government did not go unnoticed. And again, the Starosta was very open to you, your assistance, your quest, and ultimately, it's the citizens' decision for this position to be filled. He's behind you 100%. It would only be fair, though, that the citizens voted for.
Democracy, it is their tax dollars after all.
Absolutely. He's very confident that this will go well.
Oh, I'm confident as well.
Nowadays, you take every opportunity that you can to get to know the townsfolk and to schmooze the elite while you can. Tonight, the eve of Steward's Day is no different. You offered to take the Baroness Boleyn to the theater tonight as her husband was away with business in the capital. Zane has informed you that she is more than likely to help fund your campaign if her husband is not around to control the money. So you are excited for this chance to not just get her monetary support, but her public support as well. Baroness Boleyn was a victim to a conspiracy a couple years ago, in which you saved not just her life, but many of the town's elite at a dinner. It wasn't just you, though. It was you and your fellow adventurers, your halfling +4 group.
Yes, my sidekicks. We all remember Warlock +3.
Yes, it was Johnny. And
Actually, I guess it would be Warlock +1.5.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Johnny and Clarence and the Rat King and Cody, your backpack, who gets. But he doesn't count. That's fine.
He was literally filling a backpack position.
During this time, though, he was literally helping the people escape the terrible events of what happened that night. But that's okay.
That's true. That's true. I launched the fireball.
You did, yes.
And I won't let the town forget it.
Oh no, not at all. And why should you?
I mean, I also did single-handedly defeated the oh god, what was it called? What was that, like, What was the thing we fought?
What was it called?
Oh, what was it called? It was like a witch demon.
It was it wasn't a Haradrim elf, but it was something like that.
I think it was
I
an
have
Eladrin.
Lord of the Rings on the mind.
It was like an Eladrin or something.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was an Eladrin.
And
When I
ancient
single-handedly
elf.
stick into Eladrin, I remind Town about I you know.
Humble brag all across the board.
Yeah, it's like every time I'm in a speech, it's like I always bring up the time.
Absolutely.
Pepper it in there every time.
Absolutely.
90% putting everybody else over and talk about all the good things I'm doing. 10% remembering why I'm the shit.
Yep. For sure.
100% reason to remember the name.
Yep. Oh, where am I at?
Adrian Wren. The name, remember
Definitely not Johnny. It was Adrian Wren the entire time.
No. That was yeah. Well, yeah. I was posing as Johnny.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. I had to give the town an alter ego because I was like they didn't know.
For sure. Also, due to a various series of unfortunate circumstances, your paperwork just wasn't there, so you couldn't even prove yourself to who you were, so why even fight it? You understand how that is. It just makes you look bad, so just wait until the paperwork arrives.
This is why I'm fighting it against the bureaucracy, because it was some bureaucrats that were stopping me from having my true nobility because of the paperwork.
Absolutely.
Once I was able to supply the paperwork, then I realized that there was flawed with the system and I needed to fix it.
Absolutely.
Or break it harder.
You're very passionate about this, and your passion has touched the hearts of many people within Ember Point. One of which is the Baroness Valin. She's always been known as a generous noble. Specifically the night that you, of the dinner that you guys were all at together, she had an impassioned speech about the wastefulness of fashion in high class society, and how shops like hers should get a tax break because they were reselling clothing, taking the secondhand clothing, last year's fashions, and reselling them, so they weren't just getting burnt or thrown into the lake or whatever.
Trickle down economics. They save money so that they can reinvest it. Everybody knows this works.
It works. Absolutely. She was so Baroness Valin was always known as a generous noble, but ever since this experience, she has been even more so. She's not seen out and about as often as before. She's not as involved in the day-to-day business and politics as she was before, but she does not let her presence or her power dwindle. So in events like this, she is absolutely going to be center and present. So on the evening of Steward's Day, your carriage is a little early to pick the Baroness up. And to your surprise, she is already waiting your arrival. You're mostly accustomed to the ladies making you wait. But she is already out the door and walking down the steps as your carriage arrives. You quickly hop out of the carriage and put out your hand to take hers, to let her in. Good evening, Lord Adrian. That is a handsome suit. Is that one of Mr. Nightbreeze's creations?
You know, I had him whip me up something pretty casual for the night. I didn't want it to be too attention-grabbing, as I'm wearing just the most attention-grabbing suit ever.
Absolutely. So,
lady, you're looking beautiful as ever.
Thank you. Her dark golden skin is twinkling in the starlight, in the moonlight, almost as if there's some sparkles or some sort of little adornments on little parts of her face and her skin. Now tell me, is it true? What? Is it true that you have Mr. Nightbreeze create a new outfit for you for every occasion? Or is that just gossip?
That is purely just gossip. I have him make me a new suit for every day.
You are so funny. I can't tell if you are ever serious or joking with me. I wonder, if someone who spends so much money frivolously, I can't imagine that would be super appropriate for a public works director. It can
Insight check.
roll for it.
16.
16. She's mostly joking.
Gotcha.
There's a little bit of truth there, but she's trying to be playful. As someone who is known for reusing and repurposing clothing, she finds it kind of ironic that someone who is touted for having a new outfit every day to want to be seen with her on such a high
I think it's important that if I'm to represent this community, that I represent what the community is built out of. And if Emmer Point is to be the society that we want it to be, its leaders have to be dressed accordingly.
Oh, I don't disagree. I agree with you 100%. I think that is very fine and very good. And I think that when we have to honestly fight for every little bit that we get up here in the north, that's fine. I was mostly just joking.
Oh no, I could tell, but I'm telling you, you really need to come by Zane sometime. I'm not that your dress isn't just outstanding, but I didn't bring in the best tailor from Rexentrum for nothing.
Yes.
I'll tell you what. You put the first one on my tab, and you can wear it next time.
She kind of looks at you for a very long moment.
I don't break eye contact.
The little hamster wheels are definitely going. She looks away and she says, I don't believe that Mr. Volan would appreciate such a generous gift. But I will take that to heart. I do appreciate you.
Roll it over.
In jumping topics, the work that you have done for the citizens of Emerald Point as of late has been inspiring. And am I correct in that not only are you trying to go up the social ladder, but create your own position within the government? I don't know if that's ever been done before.
I assume that we're having this conversation in the chariot, right?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. You are in the carriage and you are on the way. It's going to be a series of blocks between her residence and the theater hall. So you probably have about 5 or not even 10 minutes worth of conversation to have.
Yeah, I had to pick her up in the suburbs. Whatever. Well, aren't all positions really just made up after all? The Starosta's position used to not be a thing, and then we just made it one. And if there's a position that isn't being, or a duty that isn't being filled for these great people, I feel that it's only right that we create the position to take care of just everybody involved.
You're 100% correct, and this is why I agreed to come with you tonight. There is quite a bit of representation within the city that is lacking, and you have come up from out of nowhere and decided to represent these people. And I appreciate that. Making yourself so indisposable to the Starosta to decide that you should even create your own position is amazing. And I support that 100%.
While we've been doing this conversation, can I have cast Unseen Servant just in the, wait. Oh, yeah, that's first level, right? Oh damn it! Never mind. It's a ritual. I wanted to cast Unseen Servant and and get a foot massage.
Do you want to do that before you got there?
Yeah, just so like I'm in this chariot, talking about like all this great stuff that I'm gonna do for this people. Meanwhile, I'm just getting a foot massage from my little like unseen servant.
Totally, that's fine. That's fine.
Cool. All right, perfect.
Yeah, totally. I'm gonna roll for I don't know what that would be, to see if she catches on to it a little bit. There's gonna be a few moments, I'm sure, where your unseen servant gets a good spot just right, and maybe like.
I mean, I was gonna say, I imagine like when I have my shoes off too, and my feet just floating in the air, she's like, "What's going on over here?"
She doesn't notice.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah. So, she's more caught up in the spectacle of tonight and impressed with your carriage and your outfit and excited for the second ever festival that she's not looking at your feet.
No, well, I mean, my eyes are up here.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So the two of you, is there anything you'd like to talk about in your little,
I just do some general schmoozing. I'll roll for persuasion or whatever.
Sure, go for it.
Roll for schmooze. What do you want me to roll?
Charisma.
Just charisma?
Yeah, general charisma.
19.
19? Heck yeah. By the time you get to the theater, you could tell she was already on board to support you in your campaign, and she is like ready to be your number one supporter. She's got you. She was already an elite. She was a big supporter of the people. The people were behind her. And she feels very confident that her people will be behind you as well. And is committing to a large monetary sum by the time you get to the theater. And when you arrive, you politely pause the conversation. And
tell her we can talk business later. Now it's time to play.
Exactly, and she's very okay with that. And you exit the carriage. You take her hand and walk her up the stairs into the hall, and there are people and nobility and just everyday people. Yes.
Can there be a puddle, and I take off my coat and put it in front so she can walk over the coat and over the puddle?
Oh, absolutely. It had rained the night previous, and even though the spring sun has come up, there's still some puddles along the uneven streets of Ember Point.
And then I'm going to pick up my coat, and I'm going to cast what is it called?
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
Yes, that.
Clean my jacket.
Yep.
Before I put it back on.
And she will just like raise her eyebrows. Like, that's cool. That's really cool.
I got tricked. I didn't say that, but I just nodded it off like it was nothing.
Yeah, she's like, and takes your arm and walk up. And let me see here. Let me roll. I miss rolling, you guys. Yeah, so there's a few people who notice this really generous and kind gesture that you did for the Baroness, and people take note of that. And as it's getting closer to the start of the play, the event, the show. Thank you. Words are hard. I'm out of practice. People start walking into the theater to take their seats, to kind of just meander a little bit before sitting down. And there's quite a bit of hubbub around the theater. There's some other events happening in town, but this is kind of the big event. And is there anything you want to do before you go and find your seats?
I assume we're on a balcony.
Oh yeah.
What is there to do?
Um,
Is there a bar?
yeah, absolutely. There is a dessert and drink bar.
I will go to the dessert and drink bar.
Okay. Okay, yeah. At the dessert bar, there are
I
little
will go to the drink bar.
the drink bar. So there are little bitty champagne flutes that have a sparkling yellowish clear liquid in it. There are also little short and wide round glasses with a berry colored liquid in it with large ice cubes in it. Ice cubes, especially large ice cubes, are not common. That's not a normal thing at all. There's also some, I should know the types of glasses. I don't know the types of glasses. It's got a short little stem to it and then a broad and wide cup to it that has a round ice cube in it with a brownish liquid and a little orange peel on it. It looks like it's a vapor, steam vapor is coming out of it magically. I don't really know, but that's very impressive.
Do they have prices listed, or am I able to ascertain which one is the most expensive?
There are no prices.
I
You
didn't
can
think-
just grab whatever.
Oh, it's free?
Yeah.
Oh. Well then, I am going to grab the fancy one with the ice and the steam or in the mist or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the one.
That's
Is it like just a single serving?
Yeah. It's essentially an old fashioned. Have you ever had one of those?
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, I don't. Come on.
Okay, so it's definitely like a heartier, bitter drink to it. It's not a fruity drink at all.
But I will grab the.
It's
fruity
going to create. You're gonna grow hairs on your chest from that.
I grab the fruity one.
You grab the fruity one. Okay, so
I grab two of them, and I give one to her.
Okay, so yeah, you're gonna take the berry colored one, and then excuse me, grab the champagne flute one and give it to Lady Boleyn.
Perfect.
Yep, and she's very happy with that. You can see that she's already grabbed a multi-tiered little cheesecake thing, which is it's skinny and tall. It shouldn't work, but it does.
Love it.
Yep. Okay.
Cool. I'm ready to go grab seats or do whatever's next.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. You find you get to your little balcony. You settle in. Lady Villain has her little glasses that she's looking towards.
I have my little binocular.
Exactly,
guys.
little binoculars. And at this moment, we're going to move back to Thom. Earl, you have just been pulled into the building by Annalise. I'm really sorry, but I really need your help.
I don't know why you think I could help you.
I know.
I'm
What?
just a small man.
Your size doesn't matter. Oh my god, no! I need your help. And she grabs your hand and quickly starts running through the lower parts of the theater up towards the upper area towards the stage. At this point, Clarence, you have this a big old man in a grapple. You have fallen and tumbled back into the building and into under the stage where there really isn't anyone. You're actually kind of surprised there's no one down here. And you can see the little gaps in the wood planks of the stage, and you can hear the murmur of the crowd outside. And all three of you notice at the exact same time this shimmering, kind of iridescent, wavy, wobbly view. Everything starts to just kind of shimmy and shake and wave. And as it starts to get more and more intense, it starts to turn from a normal, like, warm light color to a warmer yellow, to an orange, to a red. And you're standing there not even knowing what's going on. You're trying to figure it out. And it starts going from red to orange to yellow to a normal light. And you stand there in this shimmering, iridescent sheen over everything starts to disappear. And everything looks the same, but it starts to smell warm.
I'm gonna look over at the Lady Boleyn, and I'm gonna ask if she saw that. Did you see all that?
She's you look at her and she is downing her drink. What's that? This is
Never
a
mind.
fantastic drink. Would you get me another one, please?
Yeah, of course. One moment, please. And I'm going to walk down the stairs, and I'm going to walk towards the direction of the thing. But I'm also going to see if there's like an entrance that I can see into like the main theater room, towards like where it was like over the stage, right?
You get
Or was
everything,
it
your entire vision. It was almost like you were in a trance.
Oh.
It looked like it felt like you were just seeing this, but it, for your eyeballs were seeing, just, it was hard for your mind to comprehend what had just happened. As you walk down the stairs, you see the building is exactly as it was before. The people are the exact same as they were before. There's a slight warm smell, and it smells slightly off.
Yeah, I'm gonna find the bathroom.
Go for it.
Walk in there and just put a little bit of like water in my hand and splash my face a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look in the mirror, recast disguise self on myself, just because I'm in there and that's the habit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just kind of like wipe my face, kind of splash a little bit of water in there, dry off my hands.
The water is slightly warm to the touch, but nothing to really make you think twice about it. You cast your spell and you're good to go.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna walk over. I'm gonna grab two more of the drinks, and
Yeah.
I'll head back up.
Okay. Earl, Clarence, would you like to do anything?
Yeah, so she's basically pulled me up all the stairs towards the stage, right?
Yeah. You are
And then Go ahead.
you are in the backstage area. There are other people, stagehands, other dancers and theater troupe people there. No one really notices your presence at all. Everyone's kind of in their own zone, getting ready for the performance.
And that's where I have the weird vision.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna be doubled over when we stop and be like, can't believe I'm so out of shape. I'm pretty sure I'm having a stroke.
No, I don't think that at all. I don't think I've recovered either. Huh?
Why does it taste warm?
Normally backstage is warm, but this feels weird.
If you're gonna take off running again, sure, remember my legs don't know how to be as long as yours.
Okay. Clarence.
As the vision is starting, I'm rearing back to deliver a big blow to the guy's face. But obviously I'm distracted by that. I kind of double over in pain. Not in pain, but in confusion.
Yeah.
Um,
He does the same. He does not get far from you.
oh, okay.
So
One
out of character, I know that both the girl felt it too,
Mhm.
and so did but
Like,
Lady
she
Belinda.
did it off the drink. Like she
Huh?
thought the drink was strong.
Yeah,
right?
she just thought she didn't think much of it. She just
Oh, okay, got it.
yeah, she was just drinking and thought like woo.
Got
What?
it. Okay.
when I regain my wits, I'm gonna look over to the dude and say, "What did you do? What did you do to me?"
And he's going to look back at you and go, dude, I didn't do it. What did you do? Did you punch me? I'm gonna get you. And he's gonna swing at you, but not very accurately.
I'm gonna catch it and I'm gonna break his arm and say, "You made your mistake. This is your bed."
And this large man just doubles over on himself and just cries in pain. This large man is not used to people manhandling him. And as you stand over him, kind of heated and the adrenaline is rushing, that's where we're going to stop tonight. What happened? We don't know. Next time, we will find out on Always Summer at Ember Point what the hell happened to everyone.
What happened? I'm getting drunk. That's what I know.
Woot! Dainty Lady Valin is just happy in her happy place right now. Yeah.
Very cool.
Off.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys. It was a lot of setup for our season 2 of our campaign. I know there was not a lot of dice rolling. I promise to make up for it next week.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Anyone have any questions or anything? Any comments? Any whatever?
No, I don't think so.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for watching. Oh, go ahead. Wow. What?
Okay, this guy is not built to do damage anymore, guys. Like, whereas Zug was like our numbers dude, like this dude, like Nick. I hope you're ready to step up and
I'm the guy.
smack some dudes now. With
Oh yeah.
reckless sneak attack somehow.
We'll see how it plays out.
We'll see how it plays out. I can't wait, but because yeah, that's not me no more. I redid this guy. He's not fighting.
I'm so excited. You guys sent me everything for your characters, and I wrote a little thing and wanted you guys to interject. And I'm so happy with how you guys took your characters because it wasn't what I thought. It's wonderful.
Perfect.
I think we're gonna have a lot of fun. I have a lot of new inspirations for our story. I'm very excited.
Cool.
Nice. Can't wait.
Yeah.
We
Well-
all leveled up, right? I'm just kidding.
I did tell you that we would level up probably 2 times really quickly. Tonight's not that night.
I was just
I give you an inch and you take a mile. No, I'm just kidding.
right. But
That's
no,
okay.
dude, I took a drink of my drink and didn't pass out. Like that's a level up right there. Be level 20 by next week.
Heck yeah. Excellent.
Cool.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching tonight. And I'm Sarah. This is my channel. We do Dungeons and Dragons and Wrestlers on Thursdays. And I own Sunken Treasures Games. I own a retro game store. That's what I do. My friends are wrestlers. Where can we find you fellows?
I'm at KevDeezy. It's in one of the things over there. You can find me on all the places. SOS sometimes.
Yes.
Nick.
My name's Nick Radford. Follow me all the places. Nick is Radford. Check out my website and my blog, nickisradford.com. Listen to the Championshipping podcast. Check out the Academy taking over DOA Pro Wrestling this Saturday in Portland, Oregon. where I add my name to the legacy of the DOA Grand Championship.
That's right.
Next Friday, we'll be at SOS defending our SOS Tag Team Championship cummerbunds. And yeah, I think that's all I have to plug.
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, I'm Tom Allman, the other half of the Academy. Tom Allman on Twitter, Educated Enforcer on Instagram, and Doc and the other members of the Academy will be chaperoning our student Brian Cook in a 6-person match against Abigail Warren, Amira, and Lainey Luck at DOA. So we'll just continue to show why we're the most dominant team there. And then, we're going to take on Mojo and their sidekick, Rook Kelly, next week at SOS. Defend those
Nice.
belts and keep our reign going.
How exciting. I'm so excited for you guys. That'll be awesome. All right, everyone, join us next week, 7 p.m. PST, right here. And we'll do more D&D and a lot more rolling of dice.
Like 7:15.
To be honest, it's 7:15, 7:20. I don't start live streaming. I don't press live because it's so fun. We just have too much fun talking beforehand. So
We do.
7 p.m.-ish.
I'm also always late.
No, you're not. You're fine. It's me trying to get my camera to start. Anyways, everyone have a good night.